If you're feeling stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed all the time, if you feel like you never have enough hours in the day to get everything done, and if you wonder, what can I do to actually feel better, then today's video is for you. In today's video, I want to share with you why it is so important to start a self-care practice, how you can start a self-care practice, and I want to share a few ideas with you on what you can integrate into your day-to-day. So let's get started. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Arndt, and I'm a peak performance coach and stress management trainer. I'm really excited that you have decided to watch today's video because self-care is super important. And if you're watching this video right now, it means that you are really interested to improve your own self-care. And the first thing that I want to talk with you about today in this video is why is it so important to practice self-care? And the biggest mistake that I see people make is that they are underestimating how important it is to practice self-care, to take care of themselves. And why is that? Well, because when we have really busy lives, when we are feeling stressed and anxious and overwhelmed, that is kind of the last thing that we are thinking about. That is the easiest thing as well that we can cut from our calendars, right? Our own time. Because there's so many other things going on that we don't really have time to take care of ourselves. Even though during those times, it is even more so important that you are taking care of yourself. And you know, when you are thinking about practicing self-care, it is really just so simple because sometimes we wonder, what can I just do to feel better? What kind of mistakes have I made that brought me to the point where I am today? And the simple answer is you probably haven't taken care enough of yourself. And that needs to change. So in today's video, we are going to talk about how you can start a self-care practice. But let me tell you one more thing before we jump into that part. I think that if you start practicing things that make you happy, then you will also have a happier life. It's super simple, but it totally makes sense, right? The more we invest in ourselves, the more we make sure that we are doing things that make us happy, the more happy we will be all over our lives as well. Because when we are filling our own energy levels, then it will be so much easier to give that energy to other people or to our work or other things as well, right? And what we simply do when we are practicing self-care is that we activate our so-called parasympathetic nervous system. You might have heard me talk about the parasympathetic nervous system in other videos on my YouTube channel, but I will say it again and again because it is so important. The parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for resting, digesting, for growth and repair. It actually helps you to get back into all the normal rhythms that are going on in your body. Your immune system, your cardiovascular system, your digestive system, your parasympathetic nervous system, when you are in that state, is making sure that all of these different systems are running as intended. If you are in the sympathetic nervous system state, which means on the other side of the spectrum, your fight or flight response, your stress response, which we talked about at the beginning of this video, right? If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you are in the sympathetic nervous system state. You're in the fight or flight response. And all of these super crucial systems in your body are not running as intended, which is why when you are experiencing long-term periods of stress, you will get sick at some point because all of the systems in your body are not really catching up anymore, which is the reason why you need to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. So that is the reason why you should be practicing self-care on a daily basis. Which brings me to the second part of today's video, which is how can you start a self-care practice? Which is probably the reason why you're watching this video in the first place, right? So let's get into that. First of all, what I always say in my videos as well is that if you want to change something in your life, if you want to bring something new into your life, then you need to create awareness, which is probably why you're watching this video right now. So that's a really good sign because it means that you're really interested to make a change in your life because you kind of recognize that the way you're going about your life right now is not really a good way, okay? So creating awareness, you're already spot on with this because you're already doing it. You're watching this video, okay? The second part is that you need to create a new routine. And I'm not going to go too much into how to create a routine or how to create powerful habits, because there are 2 videos on my YouTube channel that you can watch with regards to these specific questions. So make sure that you're checking out these videos. What I want you to think about in today's video is I want you to think about what are the things that you love to do. What are the things that make you happy? Again, a really simple question, but at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is about. That's exactly what self-care is about. It's not about what you should be doing or what you have to do because society tells you it's good to eat healthy or it's good to go to the gym. No, it's really totally about you and about what you like to do in order to recharge yourself. And for every person, this is a really, really individual answer. Okay, so I want you to take a few minutes and think about what really makes me happy. For me, for example, it really makes me happy to do my morning routine and then to go for a run. Because when I'm running, I'm outside, I'm moving my body, and there's no better feeling for me in the world when I completed my run and I feel how tired and exhausted but positive my body feels and my mind as well, right? Because I got myself outside and I got to go for my run. But for you, this might be a nightmare, and that is totally okay. It is not about doing the things that I'm doing that make me happy. It's about doing the things that make you happy, okay? So take a few minutes, think about this. And I did say at the beginning of the video that I wanted to share a couple of ideas with you so you know approximately in which direction I'm trying to go. So going for a run or going outside in nature is one of the self-care practices that you could do. It could also be journaling. Maybe you love to write and you love to write down all of the thoughts that are on your mind. That could be a self-care practice as well. Maybe you like to dance and to sing. Maybe you love to be outside and spend time with really close friends that actually fill your energy levels and not deplete them. Maybe you really like to be calm and you just like to sit at home, read a book, or drink a cup of tea and just look outside the window and see life passing by. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It could also be that you like to take a nap or that you like to do some specific games that like bring you into a different kind of mindset. Maybe you like to knit or maybe you like to color. Really, 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 there are no limits to what a self-care practice looks like. It is important that you're doing it daily, and it is important that you diversify your sources of joy. That's another video, by the way, that's on my YouTube channel, so make sure to check that one out as well. And to just enjoy that, okay? To make it different, make it exciting for you, try different things out and try to bring those into your daily lives. It could be 10 minutes or 15 minutes per day at the beginning to practice self-care. It doesn't have to be much. This is the next thing. Oftentimes people think, oh my God, I need 2 or 3 hours per day to do this thing. Well, you should have kind of almost 2 lists. You should have a list of things that you can do pretty quickly, and you should have a list of things that will take a little bit more time and that help you relax and unwind, okay? So make sure that you're doing that, and that is pretty simple and straightforward, but this is really what a self-care practice is about. Make sure that you're aware, make sure that you know what you love to do, and then of course, finally, always, 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 it is about getting into action and actually doing these things, because we have sometimes the grandest plans in our heads, but we're actually not executing. We're not getting these things done because it is really hard to integrate them. So if you feel like you don't have enough time in the day to get everything done and you have no idea how you should be integrating 10 to 15 minutes of self-care into your day, I highly recommend to you to go to my website and sign up for a 5-day free time management course that I put together for you in order to help you create those spaces into your day-to-day. This is the reason why I created the peak performance method. You might have heard it or might have seen it on my YouTube channel, but this is really what my whole passion is about and the reason why I'm doing these videos, because I want you to understand that if you want to sustain your performance, you need to invest in different areas of your life. You need to make sure that you're managing your time wisely and that you set clear boundaries in order to have time to practice self-care, to have specific routines, to make sure to check in on a day-to-day basis with yourself and see where you're going, okay? So make sure that you're getting into action. Again, there are a couple of different videos on my YouTube channel that help you to really start to create a habit or start to create a routine. It's pretty simple, but there's a specific video on that, so make sure that you're watching that as well. And if you want to learn about some specific self-care items and ideas that really help you to be productive throughout your workday, then make sure to check out that video on my YouTube channel as well. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that you found it a good reminder of why you should be practicing self-care on a regular basis. And today I have a question for you that I'd like you to answer in the comment section below, which is, what is one self-care tool that you love to do and that you would like to start integrating into your day-to-day? I'm curious to see your answers, so let me know, and I hope to see you in the next video.